Hi, I'm Dave Miller with Miller Bees Manufacturing, makers of Beetle Gel and Swarm Troopers and Cool Blue Jackets, and now we have a bucket tilter. We got other things too. And our bucket tilter is for when you're harvesting your honey. You put it in a bucket, I do anyway, and then you fill up your jars. When you get down to about here, you got a bunch of stuff floating on top and stuff on the bottom. So if you keep going, that stuff floating on top is going to get in your jar and it's going to have nasty looking honey. So if you tilt it a little like so, then you're going to get several more pounds of honey out of here without getting the stuff on top. And you can tilt it up a little more. When you get down further, you don't tilt it until the honey's down here, so the center of gravity stays low, so it doesn't tip over. Works really well. And you can use the bigger 5-gallon bucket. This is a little less stable. You can get, we've got a little bungee cord here you can put on there if you want to, if you're worried about it tipping over. You really shouldn't be, but we have these on our website also if you want to. We have them. We make these in a couple different versions. When I show this at the bee shows, people get out their cell phones and say, "Oh, I can make that," and take some pictures of it. Well, yeah, you can make it. So we made it in three different versions. One fully assembled, one is a kit. I'm going to go move the camera a little bit. I'll show you how to assemble this whole thing. We have one which is a kit that has everything you need, and then we have another kit that has just the hardware and the most critical part, which is this, what we call it, the trunnion. This is 9-ply Baltic birch plywood. You don't want to use anything less than that because you're going to get splits and cracks and it's just not going to work. We got all the hardware here, the knob, screw, the knob goes together. I'll show you how all that works. This is all in the hardware kit, in the BTK. No, I'm sorry, BTH, bucket tilter hardware. That's, you get this, the trunnion and all the hardware. In the BTH, the kit, you get all this, all the wooden pieces. If you get just the hardware, you need to make all these pieces. And don't get one like this and then copy it, because our wood is thicker than normal. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but it's actually almost 7/8 of an inch thick. And if you get just the hardware kit, it'll have plans in there, and the dimensions on the pieces you need to make yourself will be slightly different from these, because you're probably going to be using 3/4 inch standard wood that you can get at the home center or wherever. We mill our own, so we make it a little thicker, it's a little more stable. So I'll show you how to assemble this thing. I start with putting what I call the Trunnion Support, and I have a little block here because I make a lot of them. I have some little fixturing, but all the other stuff you're going to need is a drill. If you get either one of the kits, a drill, and I like to use a driver that screws, or square drive, or Phillips screws. I prefer the square drive, glue, and I use an air nailer, 1 3/8 nails, and I believe they're 1 1/4 nails, or staples. Okay, the first thing I do is put a little glue on this support piece, and I center. This has got to be centered in here on the base piece with the grain going this way. Okay. If you're if you're using regular nails or screws, you're going to want to drill these first so it doesn't split. That's done. The legs have pre-drilled holes. You want the pre-drilled holes to go in the front. And I have a stop here, so my little assembly table. Pre-drilled holes go in the front. I just put a little glue. This is all American grown poplar. Spin it around here, a little glue. I use Type Bond 3 glue. Nothing but the best. I haven't got any problems with that. Okay, that's like so. Now then I'm going to put the... I can do that now. We have a little 5/16 18 T-nut that goes in here. Goes like so. It's got 4 prongs. And you just hammer it in. This is where you can see it. That's going to go on the Trunnion Support. And this is going to go here just to hold this top piece in place. I got an 1/8 inch drill here. Just going to drill a pilot hole. You always want to drill pilot holes so you don't split anything. Hope I'm still in the view of the camera here. I'll move down a little. Just make sure this is level. This is level here and here. Now don't tighten it. That's the pivot. That's your hinge. Spin it around like so. Do the same thing. Now then, this piece goes like so, and we'll put the knob together. The washer. If you notice, the washer has the little rounded edge on one side and a sharper edge on the other side. I always put the rounded edge this side, that way it slides easier. See, this is going to go in like so. Now you can flip this around. I always do mine like that, right-handed, because I'm right-handed. If you flip it around, you just put this on the other side, and this on this side, and make it left-handed, if you want. Doesn't matter. Goes either way. Like I said, I'm right-handed, so everything I send out goes out right-handed mode. Okay, that goes like this. I need just to support that a little. A little glue on each side here. Make sure you get the radius the right way, like this. Level in the back. Now I gotta change my nails here, my staples, to 1 1/4 inch, because this is a little thinner. That's a 1/2 inch plywood. I'll change it back. Next time I'll use the longer staples. Now then, I'm going to assemble the knob. And you can shop around and get all this hardware if you want, but I buy it in bulk so I get a better price, so I can give you a better price. The knob I actually have printed. It's less expensive buying them. Okay. Now again, I have my little fixture here, and I don't know if you can see that. I've got markings there. Well, what we're doing now is we're drilling the Trunnion support and making sure that the screw and the knob is centered in the slot on the back side here. And I've got a couple holes, a couple markings here. Back a little bit. Nice thing about using screws is you can take them out and reposition them. Okay, I've just got one screw here. Perfect. I'll put the screw in. Almost done. Only other thing I need to do is the little bucket stops. Put a little glue. Put these in the corners at about 45 degrees. Can you see that? I'm just flush there, and I just use one staple in these because that glue is going to hold it just fine. That's it. I'm done. If you want to paint it, you can go ahead and paint it or not. Looks fine just like it is. Hope you can see me there. Alright, thanks very much. BeetleJail.com, bucket tilter.